Greetings, chess fans. My name is Arturs Neiksans. I'm the leading Latvian chess grandmaster, and I'm reporting from my refurbished home office, which is done about 90%, and I can't wait to make more content from this amazing space. You can see in the background, things are in the making. Either way, I am back with a fresh episode of the video series Inside the Mind of a Chess Grandmaster, where I take you through my journey, how I'm playing over the board games, either in international chess tournaments or chess leagues. This particular game I played last Sunday. I was playing in Swedish Team Chess Championships, or called Elite Syrian, for my team Stockholm Rockaden. The game I was playing against the Dutch Grandmaster Sipke Ernst, who I know to be a very creative player from Netherlands. He used to be, I think, something like 2600 or very close to it. Now he's rated 2517. I was playing with the white color. By the way, let's get on with the game. I opened up with e4, which is my favorite continuation when it comes to Sunday game. Also, I like to play the Reti. I think I decided not to play the Reti because my opponent was quite a big fan of the King's Indian defense, and I was looking for something more quiet. My opponent responded with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. As you have probably already seen one of my previous videos, 2 days ago I played another game in the Italian game against my countryman Nikita Meshkov, also in the Swedish league, and managed to win a crazy game. So I was very interested to repeat the line. Knight f6, d3, and bishop e7. Now this is the start of the Hungarian variation, so black is being a bit more cautious. He wants to play a shoot castle, maybe d6, maybe d5, see what happens, and he's a bit passive, but the big point why here he avoids some bishop c5 and d6 ideas, some people just don't like bishop g5 and these pins that arise after it. So bishop e7 is the more careful move, but then again, if black plays d6, the bishop on e7 is slightly passive. I have very good memories about the line. So castles, rook e1, you might recall I made a video, Hungarian goulash, right? How I also, by the way, in the Swedish league, I won a very nice game, exactly in the same line. And now the point of rook e1, I'm basically stopping d5, which is one of the core ideas in the Italian game for black. So now he can't play d5, otherwise the pawn on e5 is dropping. He has to go d6. Now black is threatening to trap the bishop with knight a5 and then secure himself the two bishop advantage. I cannot allow that, so I play a4, I gain space. Here, my opponent spent a couple of minutes before deciding which continuation to take. So he decided to play knight a5 and c5. There's also some other continuations like king h8, knight g8, and f5, but I do believe that white gets the better chances in this position. By the way, this setup would be quite similar to what was happening in the Friday's game against Nikita. So, alright, so Sipke here played knight a5 and c5, and I'm pretty sure, I was pretty confident I know the theory here, so I play knight a3. Now you're probably wondering this is a bit odd move, and why I'm not fighting for the d5 square. Well, basically I think it's not enough. Like if I play, for example, a stuff like bishop g5, black could play h6, I take on f6, I play knight c3, and even if I get this position, the fact that I have an outpost on d5 very often at a competitive level is not enough. So black could play, for example, knight c6, knight e7, smoke out the knight, then organize some counterplay with g5 and f5, and it's just not enough for me to have the outpost on d5. I need more. I need a pawn play. And if I start to open up the position with moves like d4 or b4, the power of this extra bishop for black should increase. So that's the big idea. So I play knight a3 here just to aim for a better pawn play. I want to play maybe c3 b4 or maybe c3 d4, and the knight is heading to c4 and e3. So here my opponent played bishop e6. Actually, I thought this is a minor inaccuracy because there's some lines when black plays h6, c3, rook e8, and I'm not sure if I want to play b4. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I think it was after c3, I think it was knight c6. Here, And after bishop d2, rook e8, I'm not sure if I can really play b4. That's the big idea, because after captures, black can play counterattack with d5, hitting the pawn on b4, and now my knight on a3 is weird. So if I play b5, the knight is dropping. I mean, maybe I recapture back on c6, but I lose a pawn, so it doesn't feel like I'm fighting for an initiative here. So that's why I thought that this early bishop e6 is a slight inaccuracy, because I get to take on e6, I get to play c3 and bishop d2, and here b4 might be already a thing, because the knight on a3 against some d5 ideas will never be under attack. Actually, here instead of bishop d2, I was considering can I play rook b1, which was a very appealing idea, because black can never play d5. You see this pawn on e5 is going to be under attack, so black would have to capture the queen, essentially ruining his pawn structure. Now, let's say black will play some random move, let's say h6, I play b4. You see, again, there's no d5. I can play b5, and the knight on a3 is protected. And if he plays something else, these positions I know to be much better for white. Either I play d4 or knight c4, I have beautiful pieces. These are static pawns, they're not moving forward. I have space advantage at the queen side, so I'm doing better. Yeah, but that's the trick. After rook b1, I was not sure what happens if black plays a6. a6, b4, probably he has to take it, and b5. So I was looking at this, takes, knight takes on b5, rook b8, and I was not sure. Maybe actually I should have spent a bit more time on this position, because if I play knight c3, there's knight b4, and I think black is alright. But now that I'm looking at this, there might be queen a4. So probably I should have spent a bit more time. Maybe black can play queen b6 instead, knight c3, knight b4. But I think this position is definitely worth investigating. Queen b3, hit the knight, hit the pawn on e6. So rook b1 seems to be a more natural move. But I play bishop d2, and mainly the choice was based on the fact that I had played already a game in this line in a very similar setup against my teammate from Schachfreunde Berlin. I mean, back then he was not my teammate, Emil Schmidek, international master, and I won a very nice game. So it was something like this. Black had included h6, rook e8, bishop f8, then they traded the bishop on e6, I played b4, b5, and I won a very nice game. So I thought, why cannot I do this immediately? So I did. Here my opponent played rook c8, basically ignoring my threat. And I was thinking, okay, wait a second. Why is he allowing me to play b4? By the way, I don't think the black can play something like a5, stopping b4, because he weakens some dark squares. So I get to play knight b5, a great output for the knight, and probably d4 is going to be a very strong idea. So here after rook c8, I was wondering, why not b4? Because I thought he's going to take it and play d5. So the point is, now this pawn is under attack. And if I play something like b5, now let me try to remember what I was calculating here. There were some lines like takes, knight e4, and after knight e5, take on a3, and give a fork on c2. Something along the lines of this. Yeah, so the point is, here after rook c8, I realized b4 is a bit premature. And also I had a feeling that the knight on a3 is not well positioned. Yeah, so I should maybe execute the b4 at a better moment. So I play knight c4, and I was very happy about the move, because there's no d5, the pawn is dropping, there's no a6, most likely. I thought after a6 I can play either a5, or maybe something queen b3, and also hit the pawn on e6 indirectly. So yeah, I thought he can't do this. Now my opponent played h6, which I thought this can't be right. Now I probably again have to play b4, and I'm looking at b4. So if I play b4, he takes it, he pushes d5. Again, the typical idea. Otherwise, I'm just playing b5 and I'm better. This I'm pretty sure. Let's say something like king h7, b5, knight e4, takes, and probably the simplest combination would be something e5, d takes, knight e5. That's a weakness. I have a very nice activity of the pieces, and it's not really sure where black has his counterplay. At least I thought so. But the point is, again, he plays d5, and now there's some tricky lines. if I take on e5, I thought he takes on b4. And I calculate this line as far as I can do it. So I play knight g6. He probably can take on d3. That's at least what I thought. So after knight x on d3, knight x on f8, queen x on f8, the rook is under attack, d x on f4 is there. So I thought this doesn't feel right. So I decided, yeah, I think there's also some other lines like, wait a second, after b4 takes, d5. Yeah, I decided it doesn't work. And if I take on d4, d5, he takes on b4. Again, there's a fork. Not the fork, but the pawn is under attack on d3. I play d6, bishop d6, takes and takes and takes and takes, and knight e5. It's just not enough. So I was very surprised, actually, that there's nothing. Yeah, there's this idea d5, especially with a weakening of the pawn on g6, with a weakness on g6, I thought it cannot work. And somehow it does. So that's why I played queen e2. Engine here, by the way, says that b4 is perfectly fine. After takes, d5, knight e5, knight b4, for some reason, yeah, I forgot to check it, why the engine doesn't like the knight x on d3 move. So engine was giving the line of rook e8, takes on e7, bishop b4 here, and go to this position, where I have a pawn majority at the king side. That's a weakness on e6, and it's a pretty big advantage to white. By the way, I forgot to check what was... Well, let me check it, by the way. Let me check it. Forgot to check what was after knight e3. Knight x on d3. Oh, wow, bishop a5. Wow, I forgot to check this. So the point is, bishop a5, I'm hitting the knight, and after queen x on a5, there's knight e7, king f7, queen d3, king e7, and e takes on d5, and I have a killing attack. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't see this. That's why the engine was giving only the move rook e8. That's a crazy move, bishop e5, right? Once again, here, bishop a5. Crazy. So I didn't see this. I decided not to play b4. And instead, I decided to play queen e2, which I thought it's a pretty smart move because b4 is seemingly going nowhere. And I thought if at any given moment he plays h6 to get rid of my knight with b5, I play b4, he probably captures, plays b5, captures, and I play knight f5. So this position I was feeling pretty confident I'm better. h3, bishop e3, queen a2, he has weaknesses here, his pieces are a bit passive here. So I like this position. But here, after queen e2, he played knight h7, which I thought it's a really odd move, and I realized, again, I cannot play b4. So if I play b4, takes, he plays knight g5. And suddenly I have to fight for the control of this d4 square. So I thought, I cannot take it twice. Here, bishop g5, knight g5, queen g5, knight e6. I win a pawn, but knight e4, with all kinds of knight c2 or knight f3 ideas. Even if black doesn't win the exchange, the knight on d4 is a monster. So I don't want to do that. But here, apparently, there's also the option to play b5. Black plays knight e4, takes, and from afar, I just could not understand if I'm really better here. Because I had a very great respect for the knight on c4, and his bishop on g5 is sort of bad. But is it bad? So I was not sure, but actually I should have continued the line a bit further. Queen g4, h4, get rid of the knight, and definitely I'm better here. Now that I see it, now that I realize it. But actually, you know what's funny about the line is that the bishop takes on g5, engine says you have to take with the h pawn, which I'm pretty sure would never happen in a game. And after the game also, Sipke told me that he was definitely planning to take with a bishop. So engine likes this move. And after b5, there's the key move g4. By the way, I still continue here. I collect the pawn. Engine says some freak move, bishop h4, gives black a full equality. Rook f1, bishop g5. Don't ask me why. Yeah, how this position is equal is beyond me. All I'm seeing is an extra pawn. Although I don't argue that knight on d4 is powerful, it feels that white's position is very safe, but apparently, again, chess is a very concrete game. So I didn't play b4. Instead, I thought, how can I improve my position? And after the game, we were having some analysis with my teammates. Jon Ludwig Hammer was there, some other Grandmasters and international masters from our team. And Jon Ludwig said he would have considered something like h4. h4 to stop bishop g5 and then play g3, even though later I checked with an engine, h4, the engine hates it, even because of simple bishop h4, followed by counterplay at the file. And I was kind of regretting that maybe I should have played g3 instead. g3, king g2, rook f1, and maybe hope for the f4 push, which, by the way, again, engine hates. So instead I played a waiting move h3. So I thought I can afford to do this. Black played here. I played rook b1. I tried to improve on the idea to play b4. Because again, every single moment I play b4, takes, there's the knight g5. And again, I have to fight for the control of this square. Let's say takes it. Maybe again, I have to go for the same position. b5, knight e4, takes, g3, e5. And like I already said, I did not understand during the game how much better am I here. Am I even better? So that's why here I played rook b1. My opponent used the moment when the rook is leaving a file, he played a6. And I didn't like b4 anymore because he will play b5, takes. And now knight a5, I cannot recapture with the rook. So here the engine, by the way, still likes white's position. After queen d7, strictly insisting to play d4, takes it. If I play c takes on d4, there's c4. Black pawns are getting really powerful. So I have to go here. Black plays c4, attacking the rook. And after rook b1, d3 engine says, clap, clap, what is better? I'm not sure I share the same assessment. It feels that the black pawn on d3 is very strong, but maybe it's all about the greater picture. I don't know. Even if I would see the final position, I think I would have difficulties to evaluate it the way the engine did. So I played a5. And this is the move that a couple of moves later I would really regret. Because after a5, I will never have any dynamic ideas with b4, b5 and push away the knight from c6. So black played bishop f6. I did play b4, takes. He did play knight g5. And here came the first mistake of the game. So I was thinking, okay, I have to protect the d4 square. And probably it's got to be bishop takes on g5. I was thinking like, take it. Can I play b5, rook b5? What about rook f3? And if I take with the queen, there's a fork on d4. I cannot defend the rook. And obviously g takes on f3 is the same fork, except I just leave my kingside completely vulnerable. I cannot play b5. And that's why I just didn't like this position, didn't see what to do next. So I played bishop e3, but this is based on miscalculation. So I was looking at the line. If he takes on f3, I take on f3. He somehow tries to exploit the f-file, where there's an x-ray of the bishop against my queen. He plays d5. I thought I'd take on d5 and play knight b6, hitting the pawn on d5. I thought he plays e4, takes it, and attacks the rook on c3, and also the queen on f3. And I was quite happy to have found bishop g5. So I leave my queen under attack, hit the queen on d8, and also hit the bishop on c3. So something like takes, and captures, and here. And I had a very good feeling about this. So I'm going to take on d5, and most likely I'm at least having an extra pawn. But overall, it was just pretty sloppy calculation. And when at home I switched on the engine said black just played d4. And after d4, bishop d2, bishop h4. Again, I simply missed it. So apparently here, after d4, the engine says I have to play queen d5 and somehow try to escape. Like queen d5, knight d5, probably something like this, and knight f6, and like this. Maybe I'm holding on, but yeah, probably I'm holding on. So I missed it. My opponent missed it. Here, black played rook f7, a very human move. I played knight e2 just to extra protect the knight. Black played queen e8. And that's a move I really didn't like. Because after queen e8, I can never play b5. You see, black is very smartly controlling the b5 square, like takes. I mean, I'm looking at some ideas like captures, and some bishop g5 ideas, some captures on d4, and what I'm doing at the queen side. So yeah, this queen e8 had a very strong impression on me. So I decided to be a bit cautious. and I played rook f1. I'm also not sure if I can play knight h2 and maybe try to get rid of the black's pieces, because he plays knight h7, he wants to play bishop g5, and if I go back, who says he cannot play bishop g5? And what I'm doing here, black has all the fun at the king side, I'm not sure what I'm doing at the queen side. So I played rook f1, he played bishop d8, I took on g5 finally because I was running out of moves, bishop g5, and here's the critical moment. Move 23. I don't remember how much time I had, maybe 20 minutes. My opponent had about the same. And I'm thinking, what should I do? Because clearly, I'm not feeling the game. I'm just not there. I don't have any advantage, and my opponent has tricked me with the last couple of moves. Should I play for a draw? And this is very often the question that many professionals, or maybe not even professionals, any just fan faces at some point. You realize the game is not going where you want it to go. And how do you continue? So I can't play knight f3. There's going to be an easy exchange sacrifice here, and talk about like knight e4, e takes on d4, queen h5, bishop f4. Oh my goodness, it's terrible. I can't play this. This attack looks almost killing. So how do I do? How do I be ambitious? If I play like knight c4, he could take on e3, capture on f1. Like I calculate this line, captures king f1, knight b4 here, queen d7. That's a weakness. I can only be worse here. So I'm looking, how do I be ambitious? And I realized I have to risk it. So I just could not accept the fact that I have to play for a draw, like queen g4. I looked at this line, he takes it and plays d5, and I thought, I can't do this. By the way, the engine here still says I can continue playing this for advantage after b5. And now the point is, black cannot take on a5, the pawn. I take on d5 and trap the knight. And after b6, yeah, I forgot what was after b6. Some quiet move, maybe something like this. Queen a2, this pawn is under attack. Take it, queen d5, rook b5, the knight is out of the game. I was looking at this and I just thought black is better here after d5. He has the center, he has a great knight. I have weaknesses on b4 and a5, and I have a passive knight on f1. So I didn't like it. I decided to be the hero. Play bishop takes on g5, double his pawns, and I thought I have to endure the knight on d4 and somehow in the long run try to exploit the weakening of the g5 square. Now, it's needless to say, I regretted this choice a couple of moves later. Black played rook c7, queen e7. I thought maybe I should have tried to play b5. By the way, pretty weird I didn't go for this, because knight f5 is queen b6. Same idea, I'm trapping the knight. And something like a takes, rook b5, knight d4, rook b6, knight c4, rook b1. Maybe it's not so bad. But I decided, just in case, remove the king out of the harm's way. He played knight e4, and now this is again a miscalculation. So I thought I can play knight b3, hit away the knight from d4, and I thought if he plays like knight b5, I play rook c1, I at least trade many pieces at the c file, and that's a weakness in the long run. But then I noticed he has queen f6. And if I take on d4, he takes on d4, he just anchors the rook on c3. And there's some queen f4 ideas as well, queen e5 ideas, and I start to hate this position. So I had to change my mind. I play knight c4, he played king h7, I play rook c1, he played rook c6. Every single move we're playing, I have a feeling the game is going totally downhill. But I'm trying to make the face like I'm the one in charge. You know, I'm pushing here. I took on g5. I created you the double pawns of the g file. I'm pushing knight, rook c1, knight b6. I'm making the face like I'm fighting for something. But actually, deep inside, I had a feeling, what is happening in this game? And I'm just getting outplayed with white. So I continue playing knight b6. King g6 was a nice move. And here in some lines, I start to be a bit scared. Maybe black can play something like g4. Like, let me just show you some lines. Like, for example, if I take it and make some random move, like here, it could be g4. If I take on g4, there's queen h4. There's knight f3 check, queen g3, rook h8 or rook f3, whatever you choose. Yeah, so black just crushes white. And if I play like g4, maybe f takes on g4, Again, he could play queen h4, rook f2, maybe knight f3 again. I thought, okay, this is risky. So I played king h1, and I was getting in a time scramble. And here my opponent had about 2 minutes. And he was feeling there's g4, but he did not calculate g4 until the very end. So he played rook f4, but apparently he could have played g4. And now there's some very nice lines. So I can't take with... I can't take with h-pawn. Then it's, I think, check. Here, rook h8. And queen h2, rook h3 is killing. So he has 3 pieces attacking my king. This changes nothing. There's no defense. There's no defense. Yeah, like against this check and rook h3, there's nothing the black can do. That white can do. So I thought, okay, I have to take with a pawn. He takes on c1. I can't take with a queen. That's the big problem. Knight e2 attacks the queen, takes on f1, and that's a very basic fork. That's why king h1 is a mistake. And finally, if I take with the rook, he plays queen h4. And I had seen this idea from afar with a king on h2 that this check is really scary in some lines. So I thought, I'm going to figure it out. But actually, it's not so simple to figure it out. So the engine says there's strictly one move. Rook d1. Very difficult. And now the point is, if he plays rook f2, I play rook d2. If he plays here, I'm here. And I'm alive. So he can't do this. But instead, he can go for rook f3, by the way, is a cool idea. But there's only a draw. King h1 would be losing because of knight f3 and queen h3 or queen h2, that's a mate on the board. I can't do that, but it's a draw. And finally, he can't play knight f3 because of rook f1. And again, it feels like it's very close. It could be really cool to play queen g4, h takes rook h8, but there's rook f3. So it doesn't work. And apparently here the engine says, black can still keep playing with knight c2. I have to go the only move, queen g1. Black plays rook f3. I can't take it. G takes, queen h3 here, queen f3. He collects rook in d1 with a lot of interest. So I go here, some freak rook c1. And now after rook f2, knight c4, white is sort of surviving. You know, I think I would have lost it if he would have played it in a time scramble. But he missed it. He missed it. He missed g4. He played rook f4. Now he quickly ran back. All pieces run back home. Knight e3, make sure there's no sacrifices. Played rook c4, took on c6. And after knight c4, I felt probably I don't have any better moment than this. I should offer a draw. So it's also, this is a team event. And in the team event at a competitive level, mostly black is trying to be solid, white is trying to score. This was the fight between two leader teams. My opponent played black, he played e4, e5. He was trying to be solid for most part of the game. And of course, if his opponent offers a draw and it's not really clear if he has any advantage, he accepted the draw. I was feeling actually pretty nervous here because I saw he can play queen f4 and with d5 and rook c2 is incoming. And I would have to make on seconds a very big decision. Can I play g3? He goes back and king g2 because I saw there might be d5. But still, apparently, after knight e3, black has no points of penetration. The knight on e3 protects the c2 square, so I'm good. So the game finished in a draw. According to an engine, it's equal. And the only moment where black had some small edge was this g4. But with the very accurate defense, I'm not sure I would pick it up. We'll never know. I get equal in the end. So I was never really in the trouble. Visually, I was in trouble. I tried to be the hero, but in the end, it almost backfired. Either way, my team won the match 4.5 against 3.5 against our direct competitors. And even though we had already secured the win in the championship, we finished the tournament with 9 victories in 9 matches. And this is a really fantastic achievement for my team, Stockholm Rockaden, because we won the 3rd year in a row, and our team has won out of the last 29 matches, 28 of them. So it's very, very impressive. So I had a fantastic time. By the way, the competition in Swedish League is very, very strong. There's so many Grandmasters playing there. And yeah, that was that. That's it. How do you feel about my game? Did I Did I have to be the hero, try to risk it, or you would have accepted the draw yourself? Try to trade off everything. At least I tried to fight until the very end. It almost backfired, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Either way, thank you for watching this, and don't forget to press like if you like my analysis, and of course if you're not yet a subscriber of my channel, please smash the subscribe button, and I'll be waiting for you in the next videos. Thank you for watching. I'm out of here.